Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and welcome to the ever delayed episode of TEW that is finally out today on Monday. Can't really describe why it was late, apart from I've just really been playing a lot of Football Manager. Can't even use work as an excuse because I've had annual leave, so yeah, it is what it is. But had a good run at TEW today, managed to book out 4 shows in a row, which was good, got a bit of momentum. So this pay-per-view has been booked out, Extreme Rules. Ironically, we know Extreme Rules type stipulations because they do ruin the ratings, in my opinion. So I'd rather just have normal domestic, normal matches. And we've also booked up our next pay-per-view for SmackDown, which is Judgment Day. That'll follow in next week's episode. So we're continuing on the road after Mania. Successful Backlash and Payback pay-per-views for each brand. And it really is just to say, trialing a few things on the way to SummerSlam. Obviously, WWE New Life have a few months of downtime after every Big Four pay-per-view. We'll maybe try a less popular face as champion. Whether we do that remains to be seen, but it's going to be experimenting, giving other guys opportunities to climb towards the main event, and yeah, just shuffling the pack effectively. So, 23 segments, 259 minutes here on this particular show. We'll guide everything, as always, through the show as we go along, explaining the storylines and each particular wrestler's motives for what they've done. A wee bit of news. Basically, Jinder's contract came up. He got a massive offer from Dragon Gate. And to be honest, it was him. That was an option to go there. Option to stay, of course. TNA offered him one, as did New Japan. I was quite tempted to keep him, but the reality is there's other people I want to push. So if I can make other people go elsewhere on big money, more money than I was going to give him, I think it's like a 5-year contract, which I wasn't happy to commit to. So Jinder Mahal will be leaving shortly, so if he's in a match up next week on the SmackDown pay-per-view, chances are he's going to job. At the moment he isn't, but of course, all cards are subject to change. But let's kick on anyway. This is WWE Extreme Rules 2020 for the Raw brand. So we start the show hyping our main event for tonight. It's a B+88, the usual pyrotechnics, etc. in front of the 34,618 people at Fenway Park. Show got off to a strong start, the crowd got hotter, and the Universal storyline advances. And it is our main event tonight, which is Aleister Black challenging for the Universal Championship against the champion Fergal Devitt. Fergal Devitt and a lot of his friends have just been causing mayhem. Of course, I haven't given them a name yet, so if you get any ideas, let me know. It's obviously a Bullet Club variation, which sees him in it. Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, Brodus, Adam Page, and Tonga Uso, aka Tama Tonga, in their version of the club. So if you have any ideas what I can call it, let me know. But basically, they've been getting in interfering. Sometimes they've been botching the interference. Sometimes they've been helping Fergal. Sometimes they've just been getting knocked out by the stiff kicks of Aleister Black. But they will challenge each other for the championship tonight to see who will prevail as the champion of the universe. Opening match of the night though was for the Tag Team Championships, and it was a decent matchup that saw the Revival defeat Dolph Ziggler and Jason Jordan, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon, and the returning My Generation newly reformed of Pete Dunne and Noam Dar in 1506 when Dash Wilder defeated Jason Jordan's by pinfall with a Yakuza kick. The Revival make the first defence of the World Tag Team titles. The B79 is a pretty decent opener. Kyle O'Reilly is getting better at his gimmick. The match got the crowd hotter, and Dolph using subtle mannerisms to hint at a future heel turn. A lot of good performances in there. I'd say standout definitely would have been Dash Wilder. A couple of skill improvements again. Scott Dawson improves. I think every match he must improve technical and performance, but he just seems to have capped over this because he doesn't seem to improve there. Overall, the Revival win again and defend their belts. Next up, Switchblade Jay White is just seen at the top of the ramp, and it's a stare down between him and the Revival. I couldn't be bothered editing the segment to put all three in, but he's basically signalling, could he be chasing the tag belts down the line? Could he be forming an alliance with Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson? Remains to be seen, but this is going to be interesting. That is a B-71 with Switchblade Jay White getting better at his gimmick. Stay tuned for more on that. Next up, we had the WWE Women's Shine Tag Team Championships on the line. Remember these belts? And about they had some decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. It was the Blonde Bombshells, the team of Mandy Rose and Liv Morgan, defeating Candice LeRae and Bayley, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the iconic duo, and the tag team champions Abby Leif and Melissa, in 13-19 when Liv Morgan defeated Billie Kay by pinfall, meaning that the Blonde Bombshells even, win the WWE World Shine Tag Team Champions, whatever we want to call their belts. B77, it helps our women's division. As you can see there, mixed performances, Melissa being the standout. I would also give good performances there to Liv Morgan, Billie Kay and Bayley, a few others there. We're still building them up, but a good win for the Blonde Bombshells. Billie Kay improves Rumble skills, few negatives, as to be expected, but a B77, pretty damn good. After the matchup, of course, they are teaming up with Dana Brooke, but she's taking these two under her wing effectively because I'm trying to push as many people as possible in this division and taking Dana out the women's storyline, the main storyline for the championship. So it's basically just Dana celebrating, putting the twosome over, and it's a B+84, gaining them some exposure, and she'll get like a real star, and Mandy Rose looked dreadful. Next up, it was a decent matchup for the United States Championship. Open challenge. Marty's been kind of floundering since he won the title belt, so just gave him another victory here. Ishimori had been picking up some wins on Raw, so Marty Scurll defeats him in 15-28 with the graduation. Second defense of the US title. B-75. They didn't click, so it didn't lead to a great matchup. So yeah, nothing really to talk about here apart from the villain Reign Supreme. And we really need to actually filter in who's going to be in that division and who's going to be in the European division, because these two titles are kind of parallel, but it seems like since I've brought back the Euro title, the bigger names are seemingly just going for that. Next up, an extremely short match. Braun Strowman defeated Mojo Rawley in 4:49 by a big splash. B77, Mojo by 59, Braun 79. The Raw storyline Family of Brother has advanced. Simple matchup here. Braun decimates Mojo, improving technical skills. This was also the storytelling match of the night. Now, the reason for this is basically Mojo's on this losing run. He's been beat up by Braun. It gets a bit more personal, but when you add in Bray Wyatt as well, so Bray Wyatt comes down and also beats up Mojo. I think you know where this is going. It's so obvious where it's going, but it seems like there is some sort of alliance with Bray and Braun. So what's next for Mojo? Who could possibly help Mojo Rawley in this situation? So I'll leave that to you guys. You can let me know in the comment section if you think it's happening. But a BA rating for that. Next up, we had just a tag team match just to get people on the show who weren't really doing anything the last couple of weeks. And it was a decent matchup that saw Manny Andrade and Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Apollo Crews and Kalisto in 9:47 when Manny Andrade defeats Apollo Crews by pinfall with a split-legged corkscrew senton. Kalisto the weak link, Zack Sabre Jr. carried the match. But B+83 is pretty good. Storyline loses heat, although it is just people that are stuck in the European division. Manny Andrade is improving performance skills. Well, I say stuck in the European division. Stuck in the storyline that doesn't technically have the champion in it. But pretty decent. As I say, good win for the heels, because the Euro champ Kota Ibushi has obviously branched off into a new storyline with The Miz. We'll see how that goes later on tonight. Next up, just basically cut backstage, and it's basically Dolph Ziggler attacking Jason Jordan, beating him down and leaving him down and out. He's pissed off they lost again. C65, it was always happening. Handle changes, Dolph is turning heel. Yay, another heel. As if I've not got too many of them, but I want to build up both Jason Jordan. The actual plan was Jordan to go heel first, but because he's just recently turned babyface, I felt like, let's give Ziggler a heel turn. You can elevate Jordan, and then, as I say, Dolph, it'll be another solid hand we can use, because he has about 40 in game. Maybe give him a random US title win. It's not as if the WWE ever done that. Spoilers. Next up, in a good matchup, Samoa Joe defeated Jeff Hardy in 10-17 by submission. Ricky Queen a clutch. B77, Jeff with 74, and Samoa Joe win 89. Simple match here. Jeff won last week against Will Ospreay. Samoa Joe's been pissed off. He's not been getting on television, just basically because there's too many people challenging up the top on the heel side. So he took his frustrations out on Jeff, so that was a B77, and just continues to rant about Regal, saying he wants competition, he wants a championship match. And that's an A90 promo for Samoa Joe. Next up, Daniel Bryan, A90 as well. His promo for his match with Randy Orton. Basically, the tag team matchup, it was Randy Orton involved. I think it was Randy and it might have been Aleister Black, but anyway, these two got into a bit of it. They got backstage, they started freaking out, fighting each other, they get split up, so naturally you do a match between them. Again, it's just a case of, I want them in the main event, but they're not really in the main event because there is a bigger storyline to be told there. But A90, and the match itself was an A89, superb matchup, great wrestling, great heat. Randy defeats Daniel Bryan in 1854 with an RKO out of nowhere. Two stellar performances there. Universal storyline advances because they say they may end up back in it, but decent matchup, could have possibly been a bit better. Next up, The Miz in a promo of his match with Ibushi, A90. He's obviously finally relieved, he's finally getting recognised for his good work, he's finally getting a title opportunity. But how pissed off is he that Rusev has been added to this match because of some great victories, and he feels like Regal feels like he's entitled to an opportunity. So Miz is pissed off about that, but of course we have to give Rusev an opportunity, a championship match on this glorious Rusev Day. And of course it wouldn't be Rusev Day without a superb wrestling match and great heat that saw Rusev win the European Championship by defeating Ibushi and The Miz. He wins in 21-20 when he puts The Miz in the accolade and wins the European Championship. So a B plus 88, 92 performance for Ibushi, 87 for Rusev, 93 for The Miz. I think I'm going to go all in Rusev Day, man. I think it's properly his chance now. Probably could have gave Ibushi a better run with the championship, but I feel like he might need to be served higher up the card. But a good win, and let's all celebrate this fine Rusev Day. And he celebrates after the match to an A93, so go on Rusev. Next up, Charlotte cutting a promo for our co-main event match against Asuka. Basically, Asuka cost her the SmackDown Women's Championship against Nikki Cross, but Charlotte's basically intent that, she's going to win this one. She's prepared for Asuka, she knows how dangerous Asuka is, and, just the cheap shots have been really, really disappointing. But she's going to show in a fair fight, that she can defeat the Empress of Tomorrow in a fantastic A93 promo, which advanced the segment and gained heat. How will these ladies do? I want to try and push 10A. It might be a bit pushing it though, but let's see. B81. Really, really poor. But they had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. It did see Charlotte defeat Asuka in 26-20 by pinfall. Charlotte making the 4th defence of her WWE Women's Championship. Asuka being off her game and probably not being built up as much as we wanted probably cost this, so I think she needed a bit more build. So it's a bit disappointing. At least we know she and Charlotte carry the psychology stat together that won't see this penalised. The Battle for Raw storyline advances. Asuka improving performance skills. Just the negatives to Asuka's inconsistency, which cost her here. But yeah, we will get that amazing rating with the women's division. As I say, might take a bit more time with Asuka. The worry being, of course, Asuka's 38 in game, so it's might need to try and move to someone else. But we'll keep pushing Asuka, try and get her to that elite level. And after the matchup though, Charlotte celebrates the win, but Asuka just decides to beat her down after she's back up and puts her in the Asuka lock, leaving Charlotte to tap out. A-star 96, fantastic. Asuka looked pretty well, she underperformed, Charlotte looked good, but it continues the storyline that gains heat and hopefully it helps and try to put Asuka to that next level. So maybe another day could be Asuka's day. Promo with Aleister Black, hype up the main event, just as you documented in the first vignette of the show. Basically, obviously, Bullet Clubs whatever they're going to be called going forward. I'm leaving that to you guys if you get any ideas. And as I say, really just getting pissed off with that, and he wants to become Universal Champion. These two have, don't think, ever fought together, so this is going to be an interesting match to see how it draws. We could end up losing Pop here. Let's find out. Drum roll, please. I'm quite happy with that. Bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, which sees Fergal Devitt defeat Aleister Black in 29-18 by pinfall with a brainbuster. During the match, we also had Nick Jackson run in and attack Aleister Black, aka the interference that leads to the finish. So, first defence of the title for Fergal Devitt, carries home an A93, 89 for Aleister Black, 92 for Devitt, storyline advances and gains heat. And yeah, pretty happy with that. No negatives. It's just a case of we are building up new stars, and of course these are guys who previously wouldn't main evented. As I say, SmackDown had most of the main eventers previously, so it's just really creating stars. So eventually, we don't need to rely on always Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. We can rely on new people coming through in the terms of Aleister Black. And we finished the show where he holds the title belt aloft in his hands, and Fergal Devitt admits to the world at WrestleMania when John Cena lifted his 17th record-breaking World Championship when he was backstage, it was him and his cronies who took out John Cena. So he has benefited by becoming the Universal Champion. We know who's done it now, it is Fergal Devitt. What will happen if and when John Cena returns? A90, Fergal came across as a real star, and our show A90 rating overall. Mandy Rose was used too much. I'm going to change her push though to hopefully push her into lower mid-card, mid-card if we're lucky, and increases her pop in 14 regions. So I think on this one it will be Rusev, The Miz and Kota Ibushi, and as always as a show I'll be complimenting the wrestlers. But happy with that, as I say, a couple of title changes but freshens it up. Rusev is pleased, Miz is pleased, and so is Kota Ibushi. So yeah, pretty solid pay-per-view, keeping us up these high A-rated segments. It's just a case of, again, doing the work in between, making sure you get everybody at the right level so they can get the good matches. Billy Kirkwood to stay with ICW. I don't think there's anything there that directly affects us. Another Wild at the Weekend, that's cool. Yeah, fantastic show. Because I've booked so many of them now, all the pay-per-views are now getting better importance. So above average now for Extreme Rules. The buy rate was a 4.20. Kyle O'Reilly doesn't connect with the fans, and Pete Dunne sees Brodus is clumsy. If you look here, 500 mil in the bank, and that's us releasing a lot of people, which is good to see. But as you see here now, Payback also got the increase in importance. I don't think Judgment Day will. Money in the Bank should. It's basically ones that have been around, so Backlash are re-added, so that's just a normal. But it's good to see a lot of pay-per-views, because I've done so many years now in-game, are starting to improve their importance. And so don't forget, Mandy Rose still says she'll be an opener. Let's change her to a lower mid-card. But that's what we're working with. We really need to try and push Mandy over, so that alliance with Dana Brooke and Liv Morgan should help her. But that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section what you thought of the card, what you thought of the outcomes. How do you see the roster going as we head into Money in the Bank? Any predictions for a winner of the briefcase? I personally at this moment in time don't know. Any suggestions for the Bullet Club's name in WWE? If you can think of anything, or do we stick with the club? Let me know what you think of that. As you can also see there, AJ Lee's on maternity leave, so she's going to be a Ma, and CM Punk is going to be a Da and save. So yeah, things like that are happening. What I'm also going to do for the first time in a while is actually going to run down some matches we've got planned for next week's SmackDown show. If you just want to tune in next, it'll be back to normal Sunday tradition, so that would be Christmas Eve. But the SmackDown pay-per-view at the moment, card subject to change, we've got Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, the final battle in a loser-leave SmackDown match. We've got Chad Gable against Baron Corbin. We're likely to see a triple threat match for the Tag Team Championships between the champs, Cesaro and Chris Hero, the Usos, and of course Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The SmackDown Women's Championship looks like it's going to be in a line between Nikki Cross and Paige. We're going to have the Intercontinental Championship in the line as AJ Styles challenges Roman Reigns. It's the former King of the Cruiserweights, Neville, taking on Seth Rollins. and Dean Ambrose has finally gotten into the head of Shane McMahon. Shane has been pissed off, of course, our user character. He's stacked all the odds against the champ. It's going to be a fatal 4-way for the WWE Championship at Judgment Day. It's Dean Ambrose's Judgment Day as he takes on Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E in what could be a very, very interesting fatal 4-way match for the title. The Trios champions all have a chance to become the guy. Card subject to change though, there could be a few alterations to those matches. There will be more matches added on the day, and I hope you guys will join me next week to see how that pay-per-view goes down. But apart from that, guys, cheers for watching. It's much appreciated. Again, apologies for being late with the show. Any other comments regarding this, your own saves, wrestling in general, how you found Clash of Champions last night? Would you see Raw going and SmackDown going in terms of the Rumble and WrestleMania? Just general wrestling chat, let me know in the comments section of that. Likes, subs, etc. are always appreciated. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me alerts when there is a sub, so I can't individually shout people out. But cheers for watching, guys. If you don't, as I say, tune in for next week's episode. What I will do is wish you all a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, wherever you may be, and hopefully I'll see you down the line for some more TEW content, or, if you enjoy it and it's coming back, some Football Manager content in 2018. But take it easy, guys. Catch you later. I was 21 Maxwell. Bye-bye.